Hey, we're back. It been a minute
Ew.
because McNeil a dummy and forgot to upload the last one of these we did. So whenever this gets uploaded, there'll just be 2 new ones that week to all 8 of our viewers. Which, by the way, on our most recent podcast, someone did finally comment and they were like, "Hell yeah, I'm viewer number 8," and I was like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, you are." I went on the Warehouse Project account and liked their comment.
Jesus.
Yeah. So a lot's been happening. It's been a bit, and I'll let you go ahead and start. What you been up to, bud?
I just got back from Hokkaido for the Sapporo Snow Festival, which pretty fun time. Probably go over that with some photos and shit of kind of the big ass snow sculptures and stuff. And
Hell
just
yeah!
what to see there if anybody does ever go there. I noticed you have a Japanese license plate with Riz. That's new.
Yeah. So about that, I've been met this girl on Hinge. Very cool. I like her a lot. Names will remain nameless to protect the anonymity of those who may not wish to be on a podcast. But her and she told me this while we were hanging out the other day at her place, and she's like, "Yeah, all my friends call you the Rizzler," and I was like, "I will do you one better. I got this Japanese license plate that says Riz on it that I bought at a fucking not Journeys, the other one.
Sensors?
No, it starts with a V, I think. Zoomies. I was wrong. Zoomies. Yeah, I bought that at Zoomies in the mall like the other day. I also got a really cool shirt that is still in the bag in the truck in the back seat because I never look back there or pay attention to the back seat of the truck. So
I feel it.
it's the Initial D car with like some cherry blossom trees around it. It's all drawn in anime style. It's a very nice shirt. I will fuck it up working on a car at some point, but it's a very nice shirt. But yeah, we were hanging out and I like her a lot. She's very cool. We were talking about like some synthwave earlier. I sent her like Dance with the Dead and Quixotic and Laserhawk, and she's like, "Oh my god, all this fucks." I'm like, "Yeah, it fucks. Sure fucks hard." And she's like, "I make synth music." And I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome, dude. Send me that shit." And she did. I was like, "Yo, this is the shit." Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Very cool person. Both very obviously I'm neurodivergent, but so is she, and in very similar ways. So we click like an old watch. It's great.
Hell yeah. Nice.
You can use that line, fellas, if you got chemistry with a lady. Just tell her, "Hey, baby, you and me click like an old watch." They're going to love it. Also, women love Versace Eros and to be gifted a sword. So just remember that, fellas, always.
I mean, everybody could use a sword.
There's 2 of them right back there. Next to my Gundam figures. Models that I built, my gunplay. 2 heavy arms, because 1 heavy arms wasn't enough arms. Not nearly heavy enough.
Was one of them the Endless Waltz edition?
So they're both the Endless Waltz edition. However, one of them is a Bandai official release, and it's the regular anime series heavy arms, but it's been updated to its Endless Waltz version whilst retaining its anime single Gatling gun and also color scheme. And then the other one is a non-official Bandai release. It is the full 4 Gatling guns, heavy arms from Endless Waltz in its original red, white, blue, orange colorway from the anime. And it's a non-official Bandai release. It's the Supernova. They're both 1/100th. They were both expensive. They're both very easy to build and put together, and they're great. I never did finish putting together the Eagle unit missile launcher system for it to put on it because it's dark green, and I was like, I should paint that red to match and then do it. And then when I moved to Colorado, I gave away all my modeling shit, so I couldn't do that. But about 6 hours ago, I spent $450 on Amazon, and guess who's got all of their modeling shit back in the next week? I'm going to finally build that 1/8 Trans Am, which is sitting just off screen behind the couch.
Yeah, I can see part of it.
Yeah, I'm going to finally put it together because it's been long enough. And I'm like, you know what? I need something to do when I'm not doing other things. So
That's fair.
it's like now that my mental health is back and like things have been coming up Millhouse, I'm like, I've got like energy to do shit. So I'm going to start doing shit to maintain that climb. But yeah, fuck me up about the Snowfest, dog.
So basically, it happens like once a year. Let me see if I can pull it. Oh shit. So happens like once a year, and then in Sapporo, where they make a bunch of those, like they make the cheaper Japanese whiskeys, and they make some other things there. But it's basically the snowy region that's literally like right below Russia. Like you could basically swim across a fucking like a couple miles and you'd be in Russia.
Yeah,
It's pretty
Honshu, the
fucking
northernmost island of Japan.
Yeah.
It is Honshu, right?
That's the name. I mean, it's just Hokkaido is what.
Yeah.
So there. So there is a fuck ton of big ass. So every year they kind of do like kind of themes. But like because this year, Adam Lambert and basically whoever is left of Queen that's still alive is doing a giant tour in Japan.
Everyone
They went-
except Freddie Mercury in Queen is still alive, I believe.
So they went and they did their. So there's that. Like they're doing it. They did a giant Queen sculpture, and then every night,
Hell
Like,
yes, very cool.
two or three times a night, they would have a. I don't think I have a picture of that, unfortunately. It was a glass dome, like small little room for this
A
Japanese
dome.
woman that was in a dress, and she would literally play on the piano or keyboard, I guess it was actually, some Queen, and then it would go along with some music where Freddie was singing.
That is an absolute vibe. What a thing
So,
to
like-
experience. That's cool.
So there was that. Like there was because Golden Kamuy is apparently a big thing. I don't know why this year, but it was. And you can see a Japanese person standing on the floor
Yeah,
with it.
that's
It's
big.
huge. It's absolutely massive.
Now, is that all ice or is that like
So
wetted
no,
down, hard packed snow that they've like shaped?
So that's all snow. That was the whole thing. Was they did two areas. They did a snow area and an ice area. And so for like this though, they would put there was part of it was made of wood to kind of help it hold rigidity.
Yeah.
But even still, it was a lot of shit there. Like even for the more anime people, like they did the 25th anniversary for Yu-Gi-Oh with the Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Oh fuck yeah, dude!
So there was
It makes
you
me
could
ready
spend on
to
just the snow area. You could spend a couple
duel.
hours just walking.
Yeah, I'd believe it. And just seeing the sculptures and shit, it's very cool.
And then since you even mentioned the Gundam, like
Oh,
they did a mini Gundam one.
oh,
But it was still pretty impressive. You could see how big that is.
that is very cool. Still, yeah. I do. I love me some Gundam. I'm all about the alternative timeline though. I don't watch main timeline shit. I don't give a fuck about the UC. After Colony, baby, that's what's up.
Yeah,
Gundam
There's
fans
only
are gonna hate me for
ones.
that comment.
there's only certain ones I watch, mainly Wings, because I'm just old school.
Wing is the one that like brought Gundam to America thanks to Toonami Tom, voiced by Steve Blum.
Oh yeah,
Bloom,
yeah, that was-
Blum. I don't
that
know.
was. Either way, it's fine.
Yeah.
But,
His
yeah.
voice is
Then
great, and Toonami was great, and Gundam Wing was like brooding '90s edgy teens, but also like it was really fucking cool. Some of the best mobile suit designs. I need to get some Death Sights too because Death Sight is badass. But yeah, Gundam fucks. I'm all about that. Go on.
And then, like that was all snow, and then the ice, which if you click on it, you can actually see they textured all. So that's a dragon. They textured
did.
all.
They
of
like
the,
dimpled all that ice.
Yeah, it
Dude.
was absolutely wild.
Shit, yeah.
See if I can find another. There, so that is like another really pretty one. There we go. So, yeah, That's some phoenixes, which like that kind of detail, and then on top of
Yeah, in ice.
just
In ice. Not clay,
In
not
ice.
stone, ice.
and that's the thing is they had to go in. The temperature would get above freezing, so they'd have to make them rigid enough that they would last.
Yeah, they could like withstand a certain amount of melt and then refreeze, which essentially like tempers the ice and kind of hardens it. But yeah,
But yeah, so there's probably about an hour's worth of walking around and this kind of thing, which they even did like some really neat ones as well, kind of like this, which yeah, it's not hard, but it really is aesthetic. Like that's really pretty.
fuck, I missed the thing on time now. I gotta manually go back to the chat. I can't just click pop up. Yeah, no, that is dope.
So they did that, and then they did on the other side they did a necklace. I don't know why.
What? Well, is that
But-
is that a sword in that ice?
Yes, that is a katana in ice, and then next they did a.
Fuck yeah,
the other one
dude.
was they did like a necklace. So they did a lot of various things. They even did like a Gryffindor,
Harry Potter.
Marlin, like the
Oh, a
winged
griffin.
lion,
Yeah.
or door, sorry, Griffin. Then they did like a Marlin. They did all kinds of giant things. And then because this brand of whiskey is from the Poro, they even did one for this. So they did so many. Like I'm not even scratching the surface.
Yeah, no, you like walked for days and saw a ton of shit. Oh, I don't want to say it on stream, but that whiskey,
Yeah, that's why I haven't said it.
yep,
But then also, just going back to the snow sculpture, so every year they do different countries and they all compete. And then, I don't think this was the winner. Unfortunately, the tags don't say which one was the winner. So that was one of the competitors. And they were all different countries. And look, just the level of detail on the dragon. If I have any of the other. No, I don't think I have any. I have one of the others, which it was also really pretty. The baby was really creepy in it, but like the rest of it was really pretty. So it was like 6 different countries that all competed. They had one for Hawaii.
That is a
but
bit
Hawaii was
creepy,
more like
but yeah.
Tula.
Was that a fox?
Yeah, it was a foxhole because apparently that's like I think it was.
I do love me some foxes.
I think it was Mongolia was the country that was for that. But it was like their old lore of a fox is like holds a baby. I don't know why, but it was some. They went on to it. I just didn't take a picture, unfortunately. But yeah, I definitely recommend it to people that can go because I need to go back because I didn't see everything because they have really nice outdoor onsens that actually allow tattoos, which is super rare in Japan because of the insinuation of tattoos.
Yeah,
being
the
Yakuza.
stigma around Yakuza tattoos. Yeah.
So even as a white guy, as a white guy in Okinawa, where one, white guys will rarely be Yakuza, and
Yeah.
2, in Okinawa no less, I can't go to most public pools or anything like that. So for an outdoor onsen no less, which is like the best one you can go to allow people with tattoos to go, I wanted to go, but unfortunately it was an hour bus ride, and I would have been fighting a ton of Americans. Because you will be fighting a lot of foreigners, typically Americans. So I definitely want to go back when it's not the snow festival, or like maybe like right before.
When it isn't
And
popular, I'll go back. When it's not busy.
Yeah.
And that's like the hot springs kind of thing.
Yeah.
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 Oh, that'd be so bad. I bet that'd be so relaxing.
Exactly. Especially in like the cold, where you have the cold air, and it's kind of like when you sleep with the air conditioner on.
Yeah. It's too cold to get out. It's too hot to stay in. Oh.
Yeah. Perfect. So, but also
the
like
sensory
the food is
attack.
fantastic. So there's a lot of cool things there. I would definitely say me, Hill, and Garza went to a place called Shirakoibito Park.
I remember Hill. Tell her I said hi.
Oh, she saw you liking every picture of me, and she was like, "This
Yeah.
fucking guy."
That's my best friend. I think I commented on one of them like, "That's my best friend." I saw your snowball fight. That was good.
So yeah, there was. This was one of the pictures because we went to a nice restaurant and got
That's a
fan-
view now.
fantastic pancake, like that was covered in s'mores, and they only make so many per day.
Yeah.
So after they'd done making, like by the time we finished ours and we paid and then we went to the front, they actually sold out of every pancake. Like this was the last variety that was available for the day, and they sold
Pancakes
out.
rare like diamonds.
So, but they did have a really good white wine as well, which was fantastic. I actually bought a bottle. Unfortunately, it's backwards, but it's Shiraz Coivito white. It's sweet, but it's not overly sweet. So it definitely is it's like a pleasant sweetness. So, like it's a nice place, I will say. But
Yeah.
that was pretty much most of the snow festival. There's a lot of good food. There's a lot of hot drinks, like they do.
Hot drinks are
wine,
always nice when it's cold.
and all that kind of stuff. And then because Hokkaido has a lot more farmland than basically most of Japan,
Yeah.
they do a lot of milk. Milk's a huge thing there.
Yeah, because they got farmland, so they got cows.
So most of a lot of the milk from Japan will come from Hokkaido, but so the milk is super fresh. Like it's a level of creaminess above whole milk. So it is definitely one of the best. And then even the ice cream, because
Yeah.
for me, I love eating ice cream out in the cold. Like
You're a
it
strange
sounds
one.
stupid,
Yeah.
but I love eating ice cream in the cold. So that shit is so fucking rich and creamy.
Ice cream, it's like ice cream, pizza, and sex. Like, they're never not good. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
care if it's below freezing. Fuck yeah, I want ice cream. Hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah. It
We
was.
don't get blizzards in
really
this blizzard.
I only had fucking Dairy Queen here, but no, definitely a lot of fun. Definitely recommend it for people that can go.
Yeah.
Obviously, don't stop there. If you're already in Japan, like the
Yeah.
plane ticket is most of your cost.
Yeah.
Like, so
If you happen to be there, though, I mean,
yeah, exactly. But
that's
Yeah, that
not
was-
like a rare thing, though. Like, if you happen to be in Japan, it will probably be some kind of holiday someone is celebrating. At least all the time I've been in Japan, it was usually some kind of holiday for something. And there were
Yeah.
always people celebrating it. So, like, Japan is a real, like, party vibe. Not like, let's get fucked up and do coke in this club party, like most people, I think, want. But, like, always, like, a fun time, wacky hijinks could happen. Just, like, an interesting
yeah.
vibe. Always in Japan. Always, like,
yeah, there
Yeah.
is always something going on because there's so many holidays. So it's definitely a lot of fun. A lot of cool shit to do. I will say, if you do fly and you can afford it, don't fly Peach, because I flew Peach on the way back,
horrible.
and it was awful. So there was no drinks for free. So like typically they offer like apple juice, orange juice, coffee, and water for free. You had to pay for that, like everything. So that shit was stupid. And then for some reason they had the heater on fucking max. So I was in a t-shirt and I would fall asleep and I'd wake up just sweating.
It is the worst thing in the world to just wake up sweating, because then it's like, now not only am I awake and there's no way I can fall back asleep to escape this, but I am hot, I'm now wet, I feel gross. Like, this is F tier waking up, the worst way to do it. I mean, covered in blood would probably be worse, but waking up sweaty as hell is just awful. Especially on a plane, surrounded by other people who are probably also all sweaty. The air recirculates. Now
surprisingly,
you're
they
just now
weren't. I don't
breathing
get-
people's armpits. Oh.
Because they're Japanese, their body temp's a lot lower, so I'm guessing that's why. But there were people still wearing their winter coats, and I had nothing on but a t-shirt, like for a top. Like I couldn't have undressed any more for my top. So I don't get how they're doing it, but yeah, that shit sucked because I didn't bring a water bottle because I'm like, oh yeah, we're on a flight, they'll give us water for free. Like no, they give us absolutely nothing.
Well, fuck, they won't. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. Peach sounds like such an inviting and cool airline too. It sounds fun, and then you get on there and it's like, nope, we suck. I'm like, oh, damn.
Yeah. Hard to pass
Thanks,
up,
Japanese Spirit.
basically. So, yeah, that's pretty much my last trip for a while though, because
Saving up for Germany, yeah.
yeah, that and this trip took a lot. Like, I was down to $8,
Ooh,
and I've never been that low, and God knows how long, because I always am pretty good with my money. But
need a bridge loan or something, fam? Shit, you know I got.
no,
I just spent
Nah,
$400 on shit to build models. I'm irresponsible with money, and I have plenty of it. So like, you good?
Nah,
You've always had my
I-
back whenever I haven't had money. So
Nah.
like,
I had my savings account, so I pulled money out because I had to get groceries. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna be able to buy groceries with $8.
not a lot of them.
Yeah. So I went and I pulled some out of my savings, and because some of that money, the money I had to pull out, also went towards like renting the cabin and the food for the party and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get reimbursed for that. Like I already told everybody, like give me $20 per person. So if it's you and your wife, give me 40.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should be fine. I'm not too worried. And then we get paid in a couple days, so
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah. Yeah, 15th is in like 3
Yeah.
days here and I think like 2 days there. So those time zones in the international date line.
yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah, but speaking of sailing, I was on a ferry recently, and for anyone who has ever seen the Netflix show Manifest, which is a neat premise but a little too god pushy for me, honestly. Even though I watched all of it because I just be watching shit. I met the main actress from that show, Melissa Roxburgh, on the ferry, and I was like, huh, thought she'd be taller. She looks like 5'8", 5'9" on the show, and then I saw her in person, and at first I was like, that girl kind of looks like the girl from Manifest, but that girl also kind of looks like she's in high school, because she's like 5'4", and like, just, I can't explain, just very young looking face, and I was like, wow, that girl looks like, she's like 17, but she also kind of looks like that girl from Manifest, and then I Googled the girl from Manifest, and it's like, oh yeah, she's dual citizenship, America, Canada. Like she's like lives in this area, and I was like, oh, she would be on this ferry then.
Makes
And then
sense, but weird.
the guy that was with them, who I assume was her boyfriend, was like, hey Melissa, and then I heard her talk, and I was like, oh, that's just the girl from Manifest. I just heard her talk. That's just her. And I was like, oh, neat. Yeah. It was my neat ferry experience, and then on the way home on the ferry at like 10 p.m. it was like me and 2 other people and 0 cars, and because the ferry had no weight on it, it was vibrating violently, and I was like, oh, I just had a really good day. That's all I fucking need is this ferry to sink now. God damn it.
Yeah.
The only solace I got is I was like, at least one of my favorite podcasts might do an episode about this ferry sinking due to like someone's incompetence, and like at least I'll be featured in an episode of a podcast I like if I die here, you know?
Yeah. Look, I'm trying to think, like, how...
There's no like,
Okay.
I mean, it's February. We're in the Pacific Northwest. Like, there's no swimming to shore. Hypothermia in minutes. I just die. Like, it's just.
Yeah, you have to just
Yeah.
go to a lifeboat. If they
I-
have them. I don't know where they have them.
I don't know where they'd be. I didn't see them, but they probably have to have them being a Washington State
Yeah.
ferry, you know?
Yeah, for legality reasons.
But yeah, that was neat. That's really all I've been up to is like making stuff in school. This is a bolt, or most of a bolt. It'll be a bolt when I'm finished, but right now it's this much of a bolt. I've been learning threading on the lathe, which is hard. You gotta
I believe it.
time shit perfectly, because I thought I timed this one perfectly and I didn't, and like I tatered the fuck out of these threads.
Yeah, I can barely see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucked them up. So now Tuesday when I go back to school, I have to make another bolt and then take both of them to the mill and make the head of them square so that they can be wrenched, and then
Yeah.
I'm going to submit them for grading, and after that I'm going to heat them up with a torch until they're red hot, and then I'm going to drop them in some oil, and that's going to make them turn black, and it's sort of going to harden them and also surface treat them so that I'm doing it for aesthetic reasons. I was like, I already polished the things they thread into, so they're like mirror shiny. Now I want like matte black looking bolts to complete the look. So I'm being an overachiever in the tools I'm making that I'll use for years to come, probably. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So we can, buy whatever we can get into those predatory loans of, Mako tools and all that shit.
All the Matco, the tool truck man. Hell no, we're never buying
Yeah.
shit from the tool truck man.
We're getting them at 17%.
I was telling Chuck earlier when me and him were talking before we started recording. He was like, yeah, I'd like to build some neat shit, but like nobody makes kits or anything for it. And I was like, homie, we can weld and I'm a machinist. There is no kit. I'm the kit. We're gonna make whatever we want. Like, I don't think you understand. It's like, oh, I need a 11.5 millimeter socket. Like, all right, fucking turn the lathe on. I'll make one. Like, it's like we're gonna be at that level. Like, yeah.
Shit, wow. Well, fuck, man. Glad you had fun on the ferry. Shit, glad you got to see, someone you probably never. It's kind of one of those things that you rarely run into.
I watched Manifest, and as the time I was watching it, I was like, this is an okay show. And I was like, all right, the chick's kind of hot. And like, she's mostly naked frequently in the show. And I was like, damn. And now that I know that in real life she looks like a 17-year-old, I'm like, man, Hollywood's creepy.
Yeah.
Well, not Hollywood. I mean, Netflix, wherever, Netflix. But like, still, like it feels creepy. It gives me the ick. But like, hey, I watched that show and I never like imagined like I'll meet that person on a ferry someday, and I see him on a ferry and I'm like, it's just one of those neat things. What I'm way more psyched about is that I had an awesome day with the person I went to go see on that ferry. So that was the best. I don't know if she's watching this. Maybe. Hi. I sent her our channel earlier after I went on I sent her like an 8-minute voice clip when I went on a little tism rant about semi-trucks, about a specific one. And like we keep doing that to each other, like going on little tism rants, and we call them our TED Talks, and it's great because we both like love when the person like info dumps at us and like teaches us something. So she was like, yeah, TED talk me about that truck, and I sent her an 8-minute voice clip about it. And then, yeah, I forget where I was going with that. Yeah, just cool person, like hanging out with her and stuff.
Well, she can watch of you talking because we have a
that's the thing. She's like, yeah, I'll put them on whenever I feel like I need human connection. And then earlier, just a little bit ago, when I was sending her like, Laser Hawk and Dance with the Dead and shit, she was like, I'm gonna make a playlist out of these for when I clean the house. I'm like, yeah, that's what's up, man.
Let's go.
I'm happy to help however I can.
Yeah, speaking of Netflix, so I just watched a fantastic. I was a little. The premise sounds really weird, but honestly, it was really, really good. Was the Guy Ritchie film, The Gentleman?
What is that about? Because I'm a Guy Ritchie fan. I like Snatch and Lock, Stock and those. I even like. Did he do the one about the bank robbery that Jason Statham was in, where they found the dirty pictures of Princess Margaret? Fuck, what was that movie called? It might have just been called The Bank Heist. It was like a true story. It was an actual robbery that happened.
The Bank Job?
Yeah.
That director was Roger Donaldson.
It felt like a Guy Ritchie film, but that was a good movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. But, no, so the... So The Gentleman is... So the quick premise is, when cannabis mogul Mickey Pearson plans to sell his profitable marijuana empire following his retirement, it stimulates...
McConaughey's in that.
Yes.
I have seen that. It's very
Pearson,
good. Yeah.
Colin Farrell.
Yep.
Hugh Grant.
Yeah. That is a solid movie.
And then fucking Charlie Hunnam, which I've never heard of Hunnam, but like just his character in that movie.
He's the guy from Sons of Anarchy and Green Street Hooligans, and he was on Freaks and Geeks a long time ago, and Undeclared. He's been in a lot of things, but yeah, he's best known as being the blonde guy from Sons of Anarchy, that mid-ass Midwest women who never leave their hometown love.
But
They don't know
Yeah.
he's British. But yeah, no,
definitely
he's great in that. That's a great movie.
definitely a great movie. Definitely recommend that one. Just, I mean, because Guy Ritchie's coming out with his new film, the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, which also looks, based on the trailer, looks really, really good.
I know about them, and I love that story, and I'm for sure going to watch that movie now. Because Guy Ritchie's great, and also their story is great.
I mean, that whole, like, the whole casting of that movie was fantastic. So the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare was Alan Richardson, or Richardson. It was Henry Cavill. Till Schweiger's in it.
Oh, fuck yeah, we love Till Schweiger. We stand Manta Manta on this channel. That's the best movie German cinema's ever produced, and I won't hear otherwise.
I'm trying to find it.
Earlier with a friend, I watched. Remember Bruiser? I watched that movie again because they said something about the Misfits, and I was like, they're in a movie, and they were like, really? And I was like, yeah, I'll show you the movie. It's a great B movie. It is full of like character actors who are awesome. Like Jason Fleming plays the lead, and he's a character actor in a ton of things. Quite a few Guy Ritchie films actually. And Peter Stormare, who is what later went on to be the most iconic depiction of Satan ever. And, in the end of that movie, for like the Halloween party, he's dressed up as Satan. And I was like, oh, look at that foreshadowing. I love that movie because it's Peter Stormare being fully Peter Stormare in that movie. He's completely unhinged and insane in that movie. And like no one even acknowledges it. They're just like, that guy's an asshole. Like he's completely insane. Like that. Yeah, Bruiser's a good film. Check that out. Solid B movie.
Yeah. The premise is really wild too.
Yeah, very 2001 vibes, and it's set in America somewhere in some idyllic unnamed city, and we looked it up while we were watching it because we were like, they show a skyline and you see some license plates, but like where did they film this? Turns out they filmed it in Toronto. But again, and I didn't know this on rewatching it, George Romero directed that movie.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah. And it
makes sense.
He's like, oh, we filmed it in Toronto? Well, fucking nobody's allowed to have a Canadian accent because I think it should be set in America. And literally no one in that movie has an accent. Even Jason Fleming, who's quite British, doesn't have an accent at all in that movie. He plays a great American, and that's a solid movie.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the better ones I saw at that time. Oh, man. Yeah, the other one that, because it's Talking to Hill, so I would normally never watch this movie, but I'm like, damn, that was a pretty good scene. It's a movie on Netflix, apparently, yeah.
Yeah. We're more pirates than streamers.
Journey to Bethlehem.
Journey to Bethlehem?
Yes.
Sounds religious.
Part of it is, yes. But the scene that she showed me, I'm like, damn, that might be pretty damn good, was the fact there was a piece where Antonio Banderas plays some king, and then he goes and sings about how good it is to be a king and how he loves being hated by everybody, how he gets to do whatever the fuck he wants. And I love Antonio Banderas. Like, I've loved him since I was a kid because of, Mask of Zorro, Desperado, and all those things. So I'm like, damn.
Yeah, man.
He can actually sing. Like,
he was fucking... He's one of those guys like Jamie Foxx who, like, you never see Jamie Foxx doing something where you're like, wow, he's not great at that. You always see Jamie Foxx doing shit and you're like, damn, he can really do that. You know, like, funny guy, great action movie guy, musically talented, can sing.
Yeah.
He's on one of the most iconic songs of the century, Gold Digger by Kanye West. Like, she take my money. That's Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know that. Yeah, can do it all, and Antonio Banderas definitely one of those dudes can do it all.
So that's why I was like, damn, I want to see it just because like that scene was fantastic. I don't have Netflix, so I'll have to do more lucrative ways to get it because
I'll
I
send
just
you
don't
my
support
one.
Netflix. I
You
just
still
don't like
have a
Netflix.
profile on my Netflix. That one time I went
I-
home and showed my parents BoJack Horseman. Like they were watching it, and then Todd came on in one of his scenes, and they were like, "Oh, that's Dirks. Why is Dirks on BoJack?" No, because your profile picture on my Netflix is still Todd from BoJack Horseman. They were like, "Oh, that's Dirks." And I was like, "Kinda, yeah."
Jesus. Yeah, no, I just don't support Netflix because I keep canceling all my favorite shows. So I just do my lucrative ways. But yeah, that was definitely another
Yar.
surprising one. Yeah, besides that, not a lot of movies that I've seen lately. Kind of big.
I saw something really good lately.
Oh yeah.
I told you about it. It's on, I believe it's on Prime where I watched it. Race for Glory. It's sort of like Rush, but instead of being about the 76 F1 season, it is about the 1983 World Rally Championship,
Yeah.
where the team manager of Lancia convinced them to build the 037 and used every fucking dirty trick in the book he could to still win the 83 championship despite Audi and four-wheel drive being the new thing and the new unbeatable. And he was like, for a lot of the movie, he was like on the ropes. Like he was like,
Daniel
fuck.
Bruhl. What a good actor.
yeah, I think he's a real serious gearhead. This is like the third film he's been in that's like very car centric, and he's like a wonderful actor. Yeah, he killed it in Rush as Niki Lauda. Brought that man to
Yeah.
life on screen, and
Yeah.
I'm a Daniel Bruhl fan. He perfect guy to play the Audi team boss too. Whoever they got to play Walter Rall in this is like, dude, I was like, is that just Walter Rall with like young CGI on his face? Like,
Volker Roof.
I think he's a really good, like, I believe German actor. So like,
Yeah, he's German, but I haven't. So the best known for, I haven't seen any of them. They're all German films.
I was talking about German films earlier because Mads Mikkelsen came up, and I was like, they might not be German, they might be Dutch films, but the series, the trilogy of films that like brought Mads Mikkelsen to the world, the Pusher trilogy, those are some like,
Yeah, Danish.
yeah, those are some like Danish Guy Ritchie films basically, and they're fucking good. Young bald Mads Mikkelsen with tattoos on his head. It's fucking, those movies are a trip. They're dark, but they're good. I love movies.
Yeah, the first one I saw him in, I mean, besides Casino Royale, but like the first where he was the main actor was Valhalla Rising, long time ago on.
What's that about?
Netflix.
Sounds like some
That
white
one-
supremacy shit.
It's basically a old. It's like it says it's the period piece, but it's
Huh.
a Norse warrior as they travel, and then basically the main Mads Mikkelsen plays a one-eyed mute, and it gets really fucking dark and like kind of weird. I will say it's like if you go in there knowing less, you're probably better off. But yeah, I liked it just because it was like one of those old timey period pieces.
I love a good period piece. The Race for Glory, it's a badass 80s period piece. It's killer, man. Check that movie out. I know you're gonna yar har it instead of just using my Prime login like I always offer you, but check it out. It's real good. Yeah, that's one of the best things I've seen lately.
Yeah, because
I decided one night while I was like, fuck it, I'm just not gonna sleep. When it was some weekend night when I had nothing going on, I was like, you know what? I've seen all the Fast and Furious movies up to like 7. I'm gonna finish them.
yeah.
And I decided that while I was gonna finish them, I was also gonna stream of consciousness, like live hit up the group chat as I watched them. And oh, that's badass, yeah.
Yeah, like it's him, a while ago.
Oh,
Since
Nicholas Winding
2009.
Refn. He's known for some shit. I think didn't he do Drive? Isn't he the director of Drive? Everybody's I'm Literally Him movie.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was that. Some movie called Neon Demon.
Yeah, aesthetic
Only God
movies.
Forgives.
That guy's
Oh, and
nailed
Pusher.
those. What?
Andy was for Pusher.
Oh no shit! Yeah, yeah. He directed the Pusher trilogy. It's how he became famous too. Yeah.
So there you go. What were we talking about?
Movies we've seen lately and like really good period pieces, and I let you know. Yeah, Race for Glory, excellent period piece.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to download that one later.
Everyone should definitely download that one. They should just Google Pirate Bay Proxy and then turn their VPN on and say that they are in. Funny enough, let's pick Toronto, Canada, because that's where Bruiser was filmed by George Romero. So you're all
somewhere different.
doing somewhere different. Unless you live in Toronto, then obviously don't make it Toronto. Make it somewhere like Miami. You know, really out there.
But speaking of things I watched,
yeah,
I'm about ready to drop the new season of True Detective. I'm very let down by how the new season's been.
It's not. I haven't even watched the third episode yet, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Where is this going? Like, what is the deeper mystery we don't know about? I mean, like, yeah, this girl got killed, and they found her body in a shipping container, and now all these people disappeared. Like, okay, well, like, if it's this obvious that I can already see what the plot is, like, you're not going to captivate me with this. Like, every other season of it, I've never seen what happens coming. And in this one, it's like, I feel like I see it coming right away. And also, I hate cold and snow. So, like, I already don't want to watch this because Alaska.
Most of the characters just aren't likable. They have no quality that makes them interesting.
If all of these characters are what people in Alaska are really like, I don't think I would ever like anyone from Alaska, because Alaska looks pretty boring and terrible.
Like, there's no deeper mystery to any of the characters to unravel. Everybody's just very shallow, and it's very bland, and like you know right off of episode 1, like, okay, this person's like this person's like this, like all these things, like they haven't changed.
Yeah, there are no character arcs, no one is evolving, no backstories are being fleshed out. Everyone is static.
So I'm like, I don't know. I'm about ready to drop it. I think I honestly might, just because I have other things I can do.
I'm already pretty behind. I basically dropped it already, so I was like, yeah, maybe I'll watch that later if it gets good. But yeah, right now I'm just not watching it.
But I don't know. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I've been watching.
I haven't been watching too much aside from.
Oh shit!
I recently rediscovered, and I let the whole group chat know all those really good old classic like weekend morning Spike TV car shows like Horsepower and Trucks and Extreme 4x4. Yeah, they're all on YouTube on these two channels called Power Nation and Power Nation 2. I think they're like official upload channels, like they're network backed, so like they're allowed to do it. So yeah, go check those out if you miss watching all the good. I don't want to say campy because that's not the right word, but like the real obvious panning to camera and like you know, good information, telling you good stuff, but you can tell like we're gonna get this engine in here now. Like I can tell someone has already taken that engine out and put it back in like 8 times to make sure it's gonna go really smoothly for this filmed shot. Yeah. So like, you know, it's very obviously worked on car shows, but like that's fine. Yeah. It's the information that's important, you know.
Yeah, because that's the thing is
with those shows. Those were always better than like the Fast and Loud or whatever that one about the ass clown from Vegas was, or because there's no like manufactured drama in those shows where they're like, we got to get this build done in 4 days or we're going to lose the shop. You know, there's none of that bullshit. It was always just like, here's how you do this. We're going to walk you through it step by step. You know, this is everything that a normal guy in like a 2-car garage could get done. You know, this is a real simplified build and we're building something really cool. And that's been missing from television for so long because those other ass clown shows took off and became popular. And it's like, damn, wish Spike TV and Power Block were back because they're needed, you know?
Yeah, that was one of the big things. Was one, you gotta you kind of have to do that because otherwise, if you don't, you're gonna have it'll take a whole year of 52 episodes of just okay. It's not going in because we need to, cut this for clearance and all that kind of thing. So they need to do that, which is fine.
You do
But at the
so
same time,
much
the
editing.
manufactured drama it's a shame because honestly, it's still a thing.
Yeah, it takes
Because
away
you
from
watch
the.
So some of the big
is
YouTube
this a
channels
car show?
still do it.
Or is this a manufactured drama show that happens to have cars in it? Like those, when I was talking about those fucking Fast and Furious movies, I was like, I remember when these were about cars.
Yeah.
Granted, the first one
Yeah.
is basically just like Point Break, but with cars instead of surfboards, which is fine. They're both fine films.
That's fine. Yeah.
But then after that, man, they just got like retarded, and now they're like
Yeah.
really retarded. Like
Yeah.
when Ludacris and
that's-
Tyrese went to space in a Fiero, I was like, "Who in the fuck?" I'm mailing Justin Lin a pipe bomb, like is what I said. I'm not gonna actually do that. Everyone knows I say that as a joke. Not only do I not even know how to build a pipe bomb, probably figure it out. It doesn't seem hard, but I would never do that. That's horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, those
it's-
movies
it's
really
so
suck now,
stupid.
and they're not done yet. I was
Yeah.
hoping they'd be done because Fast 10.
There's one left.
Everybody really hated Fast 10. So I was hoping like they're done now, but apparently not. They have to
No.
finish it with part 2, and I'm like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, because they end it with what's his nuts and his kid driving off of
They drove
bridge
off of
or
a
dam.
collapsing dam as it exploded. I'm just like, oh my god, fuck. They brought John
Yeah, it
Cena
was-
into the franchise as Dom's brother, who he's never mentioned up until this point. And then in the next movie, they killed him off. Well, he killed
Well,
himself
yeah.
off. He's suicided himself in an El Camino. And I saw the El Camino and I was like, this is just like the reused El Camino from Machete. And there was like a couple scenes like we were in Brazil street racing and there were all these like fake ass palm trees around. And I'm like, this looks like the Flintstones Viva Rock Vegas set. Are they just reusing studio shit to keep costs down?
Well, yeah, when you spend that much money on every single person,
Yeah.
that's probably why they killed John Cena off real quick because
They couldn't afford it. Man.
Everybody.
These movies need to end. They needed to end a while ago. Like
Yeah, so
things should have
it's-
never gone this far.
it's stupid. It's a shame that they did go this far. They should have
Yeah.
done it a long time ago.
As soon as they made more of these movies than they made Phantasm movies, which you and I both like the first Phantasm movie, but I
Yeah.
bet you didn't know they made 7 of them. So
Too many.
there didn't need to be this many. Trilogy, cool. If you could do a good trilogy, cool. 4, that's really pushing it, man. 5, this is just excess at this point. And 5
Yeah.
really is where they got they went full retard. It's like what are you even doing? You're just selling fucking toys at this point, man.
Yeah.
This is just a Dodge commercial, this whole movie.
Yeah, shit sucks. I wish they would go and get a little bit more creative with things. But as we know, they're not. They're just redoing things that sold because they know, hey, it sold really good back then. It'll sell really well again now. So it sucks. I will say it sucks.
I once again expressed my desire to create cinema, specifically the story of the War Camaro, actually to this girl I've been seeing who is very artsy and into film and stuff too. And I told her basically a condensed version of the story of Helge Meyer and his War Camaro and how he wanted to go help Bosnian refugees during the conflict. And he was like, nah, I don't need a gun. I got a Camaro. I'll be fine. And even she agrees. She's like, that is an amazing story. How has that not been a film yet? And I'm like, I know. I'd love to be in it. I'd love to be involved somehow. I'll stunt drive the Camaro. I'm really good at that. I'll do anything.
Yeah.
The story needs to be told, Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Like if there were Ukrainian war refugees right now, or even Palestinians who need aid, U.S. government, I know you're watching me. Where's the Camaro? I'll drive that car. I'll be good at it too.
Yeah.
I've been doing it my whole life, basically.
Especially with the tech they could do nowadays, because I just watched it was like one of those YouTube short kind of things, but it was fucking
Yeah.
It was a dude in it, it literally looked like just a generic SUV, and he went and he was like, all right, so here's me sitting in it, and right over there, and then it panned over, and it just showed a fucking dude with a M82, just literally shut the window, and it dented the whole window in, but it survived.
Yeah, the window was fine. Wow. You gotta send me that shit. I'm gonna watch it. If they didn't fake it, that's really cool. But like,
Yeah, I'll try and see if I can find on my history. I was just like, holy shit. But like, if we're at that level, like, yeah, we could definitely do that kind of thing anymore. Like,
yeah, we could do some really crazy shit with cars now that like, I don't know why, like it in the realm of plausibility, I don't know why like a franchise like the Fast and Furious but realistic couldn't exist. It absolutely could. I had really high hopes for the new Fall Guy project that's coming out with Ryan Gosling, and then I saw the trailer and it was just in metric ass ton of CGI, and I was like, this goes against every single thing the Fall Guy was even about. It was about glorifying stuntmen who actually did stunts, and you made a CGI piece of shit. Fuck you guys. I will not be watching it. I will, in fact, be boycotting it because fuck that. Colt Sievers deserves better.
It fucking sucks that
Blast.
we just keep redoing the same shit.
The marvelization of cinema needs to end. It needed to end a long time ago. It needed to never
really
begin
does.
is what it fucking needed. Thankfully, A24 at least is still making some interesting films.
It's
getting sad.
yeah. Other than that, I mean,
Video game news? Pokemon with guns, I guess, is a thing now. I forget what it's called.
Our World. It's actually doing very well, although I don't see it being sustainable because right now,
I mean, none of these flash in the pan games are. Who the fuck plays Among Us anymore? Is anybody even playing
it's
Lethal
not
Company
that.
right now, or are they all just playing Power World at the moment? Yeah.
No, it's not even that. It's the fact that it's a one-time cost of $30. But they're spending $500,000 a month to maintain the servers.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, well, because the whole thing behind it was it's a very small team of people that did it, and as they were doing it, originally they're going to do it on a different engine completely. I think they were going to do it on some generic ass engine, and they realized, okay, well, if we want to do it, the way we're trying to do it, we got to do it on this whole new engine. So they ended up doing it on like Unreal, but they didn't know how to do it on Unreal. So literally, we're teaching themselves how to do Unreal at the same time as making the game.
So I know, fuck Unity, they suck, but also, like, Unreal is, like, really unnecessary for a game like that. You know? Like, it's not like a fancy, beautiful, like, Sekiro or, like, Ghost of Tsushima kind of game. Like, it's fucking Pokemon with guns, dude. Like, you didn't need Unreal for this.
I mean, I'm glad they did, because I will say it is a really pretty game, but it's very wild. Like, the whole story behind everything that happened with it, because essentially they made it with, I think it was like $1 million. Let's see, development cost. Yeah, a little under $1 million, and that's insane. Because if you look at, let's say, Fallout 4 development cost. Fallout 4 was around $100 million. Now, granted, they are very different games, but it was just the scope of it, of what they were able to achieve with 1% of what Bethesda could do with Fallout 4.
Well, that's because
Todd
Howard is a joke and Bethesda sucks, but,
Yeah. But, so, it is a very well thought out game. They've done really well. Like, they're still in the alpha, so they're still working on it, but it's honestly surprising how good of a game it is.
I haven't played it, probably won't, just not my kind of game.
Yeah.
But
that's fair. But yeah, I mean, I've been thoroughly enjoying it. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. I figured I'd play it for a little bit and then probably end up refunding it, but so far I've put in.
I'm just happy that different shit is getting popular and people are liking it. I'm all for creativity and ingenuity, and granted, it's like Pokemon with guns, but shit, that's something different,
Yeah,
it's not another fucking Souls-like. Sorry, I know you like Souls games, but
it's an overused trope at this point. Like, everyone does it, and it's
not just someone copying a popular thing trying to profit from it. I swear to God, if I hear roguelike one more time in a game description, I don't even know what that means, and it
Roguelike
upsets me. Roguelike what?
typically roguelike from the ones I've played, typically means that the world is, so you go into enter like either a dungeon or you enter some kind of battle area, and they're always randomized. So the weapons you get, because you don't go in with weapons, you pick up weapons as you go. So it's changed every time, so it kind of keeps it unique. But it's another one like Souls-like, where it's just an overdone thing at this point. They need to do something different.
Yeah.
Which is why
Find a new
I
niche.
just downloaded the demo for it, and I'm excited to play it. Was Mullet Mad Jack. The demo just dropped.
I've seen that. Looks are kind of 80s as fuck. Looks neat. Don't know what it's about. Don't know anything about it. Just it looks 80s as fuck. I'm like, that's cool.
So, yeah, I'll give that one a shot. But yeah,
On the next
there's not a lot
podcast, our Mullet Mad Jack review.
But yeah, other than that, the only other real big thing. So it. How many was it? Yeah. So I'll have to look for that fucking that 50 cal thing a bit later.
Yeah. That's you can. That's an off-screen thing. It's whatever.
So I know you don't watch VTubers at all.
I heard VTuber drama though. I'm aware of this. I think Pyrocynical covered it.
So there are two really big companies. There is Hololive and then Nijisanji.
Yup.
So Hololive pretty much always safe. They're always
I do know about this.
Nijisanji,
Yeah.
and then Nijisanji. Their stock market.
They're like the
Japanese have their own
Nazis
stock
of
market.
VTubers right now. Look at the way they treat their employees.
So they have different branches.
Yeah.
The English branch just absolutely fucking got decimated because one of the biggest VTubers of their English branch,
I forget her name, but yeah.
Selene Tatsuki,
Yep.
went and essentially she went and she talked about it later. She spent $200,000 of her own money. She ended up having a net zero profit for the year of 2023.
Yeah.
She ended up releasing a song cover after getting permission from the person that wrote it.
Yeah.
Her manager was like, "No, take this down."
Yeah.
And then she essentially went radio silent for a couple months.
Yeah, well,
I think it was months.
she spent all that money paying artist commissions that she'd hired because the
Yeah.
company wasn't paying them.
Yep. So there was that. So then she went radio silent. Everyone was freaking out because essentially she's never gone radio silent. Like even people, her close friends in IRL were like,
Yeah.
"Where the fuck is she?"
So something's wrong. Yeah.
So it ended up turning out that she attempted to unalive herself, or whatever you want to say,
She attempted to Minecraft herself.
because the whole workplace drama of just everything.
The toxic workplace bullying. Yeah. We've experienced that in the military. Unfortunately, there was nothing we could do, but
So
we're through it now.
She went to
It's
talk.
better.
She asked the company if they could go and negotiate, like help out, that kind of treatment of her,
Yeah.
and then she could peacefully retire.
Hey, motherfuckers, do I have medical? Like,
So instead, what happened was the company was like, nope, and then they deleted the thousands of videos she's had because she streamed almost every day.
yeah.
She is.
Goodbye
She won
streams,
VTuber
goodbye
awards
monetization,
last year.
goodbye everything I've ever done. Yeah.
So she won multiple awards for being streamer of the year. She has
she was
won
popular.
multiple Apex tournaments. Yeah, she's huge.
Yeah, didn't she come back to like 200 million viewers of her return live stream?
So it peaked at a concurrent 130,000 viewers. Within a day, that return had over 1 million, which is incredible
That's
for a
a lot.
person to go indie.
Yeah.
So, but that whole thing was that, she did ask to go and leave peacefully. They said nope, and she found out the same time everyone else did that she was basically fired.
Yeah, through a tweet, right?
Yep. So
Fucked.
then her managers, not her managers, but her moderators for Nijisanji apparently aren't paid. They went and they started up a thing in her name saying, "Hey, she said it's okay, so go follow her in her alternate account.
Mm-hmm.
Also, fuck this company."
Yeah.
So they basically just
Fuck this
did
company, we jump and
giant
shoot.
and left. So they went and they dropped that, and then
You know what needs to happen, and what I now want to happen? I want the VTuber union. Apes together strong.
I mean, at this point, there are good companies.
Unionize your
because-
workplace.
So there are better companies. Another big one that has been around is, so besides Hololive, is VShojo. They've been picking up people from Niji Sanji, which another really good one.
Hey, we're not toxic. Come work here. Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing is if you have a good manager, they'll actually help you and all that. So, but basically, Niji Sanji covered their own ass by saying no. She claimed this. But we think it was probably other livers. So they threw other livers, her friends, under the bus, saying that they were the ones. They said that she was disrespectful and disgraceful to the company.
They all came out of the woodwork and were like, "Nah, ain't how it happened. Fuck y'all." Yeah.
So yeah, they said it was negligible. So, but the stock market took a turn of. Let's see if I can find it.
Yeah, they were doing pretty well, and now they're doing like that hedge fund that tried to short GameStop bad.
Yeah, they are down from 38 a share, 3,800 yen a share, down to 32.50. So they're down a pretty good bit.
It's a considerable margin, yeah.
So, but not only that, then there was PC console, like case making companies called Hyte, HYTE.
Yeah.
They completely dropped it. They said
their red case I want to buy. That's a Hyte case, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they literally dropped Niji Sanji entirely. They're like, nope, we're not doing it anymore.
Fuck you guys. Bye.
And they're not the only ones. A ton of other companies have actually said, no, we're not dealing with you. We're done. So all of that's happened.
Yeah, your bad public image for cutting ties.
She came back. She got the current 130,000 viewers. She is up as of February 12th. She is now at 480,000 subscribers. I'm
gonna go subscribe. I don't even watch VTubers. I'm all about the little guy getting a win. Fuck companies.
The company was also known because so when you go and you get your 100,000 views and your million subscribers, you get a silver button and a gold play button. The company would keep them for themselves, and instead of going and buying a secondary one to send to the viewer, the actual talent.
Yeah.
They said
the person who earned it.
They just kept that dropping. Yeah. So she's all happy because before her first stream she had over 100,000, so she was happy that she's going to get her own play.
See the address to this company. I might mail them something.
Oh, they're Japanese. They're fucked. Anyways,
I'm kidding in Minecraft.
So, yeah, no, they're absolutely fucked. Basically, if you go on Reddit for the company, you just find people basically saying, look, unsubscribe to the talent's accounts because that's where it'll hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
And it has. Overall, I think all of the talents overall, they've dropped about 40,000 viewers. Like subs. So
that's a lot. That's a lot.
From that,
it's a lot of YouTube dollars.
Sub to their past lives. So it is insane, just all of that. So, but now she is doing better. She said she's glad that she came back to this because
she's come out the other side. And now she's got an inspiring story, and it could help a lot of people out there, and that's beautiful. That's wonderful.
Yeah, that was really like the big thing that happened in the last week was that, which I don't know if it'll still be a big thing by the time this gets uploaded in like a week, but probably because right now her first video was 1.2 million views. She did a video yesterday with 300,000 views, so she
killing it.
She'll definitely be she's killing it. Like she's making a lot more money now. She's able to make her own merch.
Good. Go buy her merch, guys. All 8 of you. I remember you, person who commented. Go to our last podcast. Find the one guy who commented. Go sub to his channel. He plays bass.
Hell yeah.
Plays bass well, actually. Like good bass, like in Der Kommissar. That's a bass riff, Der Kommissar.
I mainly just think of Primus, I think.
Der Kommissar? No, it's After the Fire.
Oh no, I was thinking of.
Oh yeah, Primus. Fuck, what's his name? I don't know, but I know that song. Jerry was a race car driver.
Yeah.
That's got some bass guitar in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty much all I had, just because there's like not a whole lot.
Yeah. I think last time we talked about this, the only kind of YouTuber shit we talked about was like, hey man, like where the fuck's Internet Historian been? Like, yeah, you get called out by H-Bomber guy, but like, who hasn't, you know? I mean, it's not a career killer. It's like, yeah, just come out and be like, honestly, he could do a video where he's like, yeah, I plagiarized it. The fuck you gonna do about it? And like, none of his fans would care. Nobody'd be upset. They would be like, historian, Like, I think I expressed my views on it fully in one of our other podcasts. Like, yeah, I don't really care that he did what he did. I just wish he would have like come out at the beginning and said like, hey, I did this. Here's the article I'm reading. Go check that out.
That's all you have to do is just
would
be
all
like,
been
hey,
fine.
I got it from here.
He made
And,
it way more entertaining than just reading an article, which he's excellent at, you know.
Yeah.
But I just don't. It's been so long. I mean, he's gone long periods of time without uploading to the main channel anyway. But also, it's been like quite a long time, and he hasn't done like another big video or a huge project. He's been very dormant, and I'm just like, hey man.
Typically he does one like once. It looks like once. He did Fancy Theater 3 months ago. He did Wine 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And
maybe we'll get something this month. Maybe he's just took a break for the holidays. You know, maybe he'll be back.
But then again, like before that was Man Your Cave, the plagiarized video.
Yeah.
From 9 months ago. So like
there's some time between uploads there. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what he. I mean, also he has multiple channels, so maybe it's just
he does it. Well, like he's got like 5 channels, but I think only 3 that are like active channels. So it was Incognito and Storytime, and then just the main channel, and then he had one for live streams, but like he stopped live streaming, and then he had a second one that it was only ever just videos that he either uploaded and then took down, or made and then never uploaded that he put up there. So
yeah, weird, like all kinds of shit. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I miss him. I like his content. I still like him as a creator. You know, whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
look, not everybody is a shining beacon of all things right in content creation, and
once you go past the surface, 90% of people aren't.
Yeah, well, I applaud people like H-Bomber Guy for pointing it out and calling it out and doing everything correctly all the time. That's really admirable and noble. You're a great rubric or template, to base trying to become a content creator on. But like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all videos on the internet, isn't it? I mean, it's not like we're going on the nightly news and like inciting a riot. It could be a lot worse, I mean, I understand it is bad, it is wrong, yeah, but like, it's kind of like jaywalking, sort of a crime. I mean, legally, but like not really. We've been arrested for jaywalking, Besides like black people in the Jim Crow South, which, by the way, everybody, happy Black History Month.
Let's go.
Yeah, kill Whitey. I mean, in Minecraft.
Down with patriarchy.
That's all the time. That's year round, baby. We're 24/7 down with patriarchy. Fuck, man, I loved the Barbie movie. I did. It was very good. It's very funny. It's like actually really good. I loved it. And I mean, who doesn't love Margot Robbie? She's fantastic. It's fucked, really fucked, that Barbie's been Oscar nominated. But guess who from Barbie? Guess the only person from Barbie who's been Oscar nominated? Ryan motherfucking Gosling. Not only that, but the song, Billie Eilish, I don't know how to say her name. My dad calls her Bobby Eyelash, so I'll just call her Bobby Eyelash too. Who wrote the song specifically for Barbie, What Was I Made For, which is, pretty good, admittedly, for a movie song. And, touching scene, Margot Robbie cries, Barbie cries during that part, What Was I Made For. That didn't win any awards, but you know what did? I'm Just Ken by Ryan Gosling. Because the patriarchy loves to shit on women in any way they can. Sneak digs at them. It's fucked. I'm going to mail something to the Academy. No, I'm not. I really got to stop making this joke, or like the police are going to come visit and they're going to be like, why do you have metal in your house? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't build this fucking place. I just live here. I'm not
Okay.
actually building anything explosive ever in my life. Like that's not. I don't even know how. Wasn't me. I didn't do it. They're just jokes, people. Don't cancel
Yeah.
me. Don't cancel me
Yeah.
like the ATF cancels dogs, please.
Yeah, you're Shaggy. It wasn't me.
Ruh-roh. Zoinks.
I was like,
Yeah, there's not much else to talk about. I've thought of no
Yeah.
new like car project ideas, except I think I've talked about it before, but I'd love to build a real life version of Roman's Taxi from Grand Theft Auto 4. It's just a thing I think about
Yeah.
from time to time. I'm like, Roman's Taxi, what is that based on? But yeah, that's it's based on like this really weird like 1980 only Pontiac sedan that was basically just a rebadged Chevy Malibu with different taillights. So it's it's a very buildable thing. It would just be quite difficult to find the car most closely resembling it in real life, and then turn that into things. But yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Huh. I don't think I say anything as well about it. Yeah, they really don't say a whole lot about it like I would hope they would.
Yeah, the GTA wiki is usually pretty good about identifying like what is this in real life, like
Yeah, that's what I was
equivalence
hoping,
posting, but
no.
they're shit for that because they're like it's a I don't know. And I'm like I do know, but I think we've talked about it before in a previous podcast, so let's not rehash old ground there. Yeah, I've been looking at neat shit, on like Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist, but like I'm not gonna buy anything,
Yeah, no, I feel
I just
that.
spent $400 on shit to build a model car. I'm irresponsible and stupid, but it's not like it's for one. It's not like I have to spend $400 every time I build a model car. Now I can like, for the next year and a half, I'll be able to like buy a $10 model kit and put it together completely while painting it everything. So it's like it's like the one-time investment cost. So like I had to get back all the shit I gave away when I moved.
Like a fool.
Yeah, we've established numerous times, I'm dumb. What is
So
these?
was that? That was that from earlier.
Oh yeah, that is a halved Mazda right there.
So yeah, we talked about earlier. So this was a car I drove by.
Pretty well
today.
fucked.
I don't know what he hit because there was no. You can see the trees aren't very big. I don't see any other car there. The car is literally in half.
Yeah, that's like.
It happened around 8 o'clock in the morning. So like,
damn.
There's traffic.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know how he got that fast. But it's a shame because if it's the same one I'm thinking it is, it's a Japanese man, and that car was like showroom quality. Like his was way nicer than mine.
That's
it's really sad.
That is really sad. It's a shame that like such a pristine example of something is now dead because like this ain't a Fast and Furious movie. There's no rebuilding that. That's gonna get stripped of all the usable parts, and the rest of that is just gonna get made into like soda cans. Like it's fucked.
Yeah,
it's pretty well fucked. Fuckers mint, not anymore. That's that.
Yeah,
I don't even know what they hit or hit them to have a car like that, like to perfectly have a car.
Because of the way people drive by accidents, they always slow down.
Yeah,
Japanese are worse about it.
They rubberneck hard.
So everyone was staring at it. So I looked at it. When I drove by it, I couldn't even tell the color of it. It was crumpled. They took the man out in a stretcher.
We know now. They took what was left of him out in a stretcher and a garbage bag.
He's lucky to be alive if he is alive. I don't know, but I'm gonna hope because
let's hope so.
He had good taste.
Let's all send thoughts and prayers to whoever was in that car. I'm sure it will help.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember something I did think about for the warehouse project that I have now remembered. One of the things I was thinking about is like, as a shop, as like the warehouse project, we really should have like a livery for some of our like shop build cars, like the Group B Opel Manta we're gonna build, and like the tow rig and like the drag car and stuff. And what I've decided on as a livery is just plain white with like 80s computer looking font as like
like the Honda Moto Compo.
not like that, like see if you can find the logo for Trick Racing Gasoline, which you'll probably find on some old ASA cars. It is beautiful font. I love it. But yeah, if we could put like McNeil Racing Engines or like Warehouse Project or like
That.
yup. Love that. And that encapsulates it very well. Basically, we're gonna rip their logo off because I don't think they exist anymore. For like t-shirts, hats, and put it on the quarters and the hood of like our cars and stuff. And yeah, that'd be our branding. Plain white wrapper, baby. You get your money's worth. We ain't flashy, but damn, we go. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's easy. Just plain white wrapper, just regular ass white paint, some black vinyl decals, clear over it. You know, looks simple, understated. Looks good though. You know, looks good on every car. You know, and you know that's easy branding, and yeah, so like most shit's gonna be like white anyway. So yeah.
Yeah. White's a good color in most cars. That's. Oof. Yeah, no, they're not a thing.
Yeah.
Because I found what was their website, and now they're.
Is it Web 1.0? Is it that long ago that they went out? Is it Web 1.0?
No, so I found their thing. It says view Trick Products website. It is trickgas.com, but as soon as you launch it, it says future home with something quite cool. If you're the site owner, log in to launch this site. If you're a visitor, check back soon.
Yeah, they've been gone a while. I'm surprised it's not a GoDaddy domain that's for sale yet, but you know.
Give it time.
Yeah, no, it's a cool logo. It's a cool font. I love the aesthetic of it. If you've seen any of the cars they've ever sponsored for like ASA racing or like low level racing, like they look great with it plastered on the quarter of just a plain white car. So like, yeah, it's excellent branding, that plain white wrapper. The only other thing I was thinking about in terms of the Warehouse Project is because I'm like an engine mad scientist and I'll be playing with lots of different combinations of things to see how they do. I was like, we need like a kind of general purpose, like it does everything reasonably well car that we can swap lots of engines in and out of to like test them and break them in and like, you know, durability trial them. And I was like, so what's going to be our like development mule car? And I was thinking about it a lot. And I was like, well, whatever we decide on, I have decided that it's going to be painted Saturn yellow. Because for a long time, GM, whenever they had an engine test mule of a car that they were going to go real world run it, it would be just bright fuck off GM yellow. And Hot Rod Magazine, Popular Hot Rodding, Carcraft, all the big car magazines back in the day always had like a car, like Freiberger's Crusher Camaro, like Hot Rod's Project X. There's a Chevelle that I think Carcraft had for like different engine swap tryouts for the magazine for a number of years, and they're all like bright ass yellow. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just keep the train going. Saturn yellow from like the 70 Buick GSX, fantastic color. It's bright yellow. It's a little orangey. That's awesome. Be a great color on basically anything. So I'm like, hey, that's the development mule. That's the color right there. We're gonna paint whatever it is that.
Like I'm assuming.
Yup. That's the color. And those were some bad motherfucking cars, those Buicks. Seriously, in 1970, that was probably the fastest car you could get for street racing. It was faster than the LS6 Chevelle. That was faster than the GTO Judge. It's faster than an Olds 442. That made the most torque and power in 1970. The Buick.
Those were good. I mean, I
Also,
still do like the.
fun fact: the
era.
Buick 455 that came in that, while it is a big block Buick, it is several hundred pounds lighter than all of the other 450 something cubic inch engines that year. It's only 25 pounds heavier than a small block Chevy fully dressed, that 455 Buick that makes over 500 pound-feet of torque. Yeah, that's just a neat thing I learned through watching engine rebuild videos. My car autism jumped out and it was like, we need to know all of this. So yeah, we're gonna have something as a development mule that can sort of do it all through, like, oh, we're gonna test drag motors. All right, well, let's put drag shocks on this thing and some slicks, and we'll run it with drag motors. And it's like, we need something that'd be good on road courses. All right, well, let's fucking take the drag shocks off and we'll throw some conies on it and some 10-inch wide tires on all four corners, and we'll test it road racing. So maybe like a third gen Camaro or something. There's like a cheap ass IROC or something.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
something that's
probably
like
something cheap.
something cheap, which that would be with a good platform, which that would be like a spacious engine bay. We can cut the inner fenders out to an extent, so to be able to like get in and do plugs and shit real quick, and like make headers fit and everything. Big blocks, small blocks, Mercedes V12s, whatever. We can make it fit. And they got enough room in the engine bay. We could probably make anything fit in there. Or, I mean, it could be even something as like ridiculously undersuited to do everything as like a shoebox Chevy Caprice. Like a 1990 Chevy Caprice. It's like, why would you pick a 4-door horrible GM sedan as your development mule? Like, well, because you can kind of make them do everything.
Yeah, that's fair.
We can test lots of shit in those. We can test rear ends. We can test tire and brake combos. We can test engines, transmissions. And we can test all kind of shit in a big ass shoebox Chevy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you go back to the 70s, you have tons of room.
Yeah, so much room in the engine. We put fucking a straight six Cummins in one of those. Like everything will fit in like a.
Yeah.
And from like 70 to 90, the Caprice was exactly the fucking same every year. So it's like there's tons of parts out there. It's all GM parts bin shit. Yeah, we could do like a 1980 4-door Chevy Caprice as our development mule. We could test fuel systems. We could build wiring harnesses in that car. We could test everything in that car because it's all pretty simple, So like, yeah, I'm thinking that might be the move. Just a Saturn yellow. It will look like a taxi, basically. It will look like a taxi.
Yeah.
Google images like Chevy Caprice taxi. The square one. Yeah. That's what we're looking at.
Yeah, this is a 87, but I haven't changed too much.
They don't. Yeah, that's a tiny picture, but yeah, like basically that. Yeah.
Here's another one. Okay, better.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. I mean, obviously, fuck the chrome trim at the bottom. It'll have way cooler wheels on it, and like it won't have taxi shit on it. But like, yeah, that's the development mule. The crazy taxi, we'll call it. We might even put a sticker on the back window or something.
Yeah.
We're only going to play The Offspring when we drive that car.
That might be a little bit of a infringement, but
Oh, fuck them. Mr. Regular built a crazy taxi. They don't give a shit.
Did it still have it? Did he ever finish it?
It's been vinyl wrapped, and I think he had the engine tuned up and the interior a little bit redone, last I heard, but...
Sega.
Yeah. What's Sega gonna do?
Yeah, they're probably
gonna sail over here from Japan and try to stop me? They're gonna have to.
I mean, as long as we don't sell them, then we're probably fine.
Yeah, we're not selling it. It's our car. It's in videos.
Yeah.
We like put different engines in it and do dumb shit with it,
Yeah. What was the... Oh yeah, we're talking about what we were gonna do the C2 was the other thing. Because
yes, the
Sword
of Grand Sport.
Lamborghini Countach manga went
Yeah.
and had their last few chapters basically be the main character's Countach has to go because essentially it's owned by this super rich like 80-year-old billionaire. He's like, I know I gave it to you for like $1,000, but can I borrow it for a show? So he's like, all right, yeah, take it. Mm-hmm. So the guy this fucking like eccentric Italian guy that has like he works on Miros, he works on all these old Lamborghinis, and then he just in Japan has a C2 Corvette.
Which we should say, like, if you own an old Lamborghini, like you're gonna need to find your guy who works on old Lamborghinis because Lamborghini cannot and will not be able to like fix your Diablo or your Countach. Lamborghini went through some horrible financial times in that era, and like I think at one point like Big Lots owned Lamborghini, and then like some Czechoslovakian furniture warehouse owned them for a while, and like eventually Chrysler, and then now I think Lamborghini is under Fiat or Volkswagen. They're under Volkswagen now. They're basically just Italian Audis. But yeah, there was a while there where it was like, who do you find to work on a Diablo? I was like, well, nobody's got the fucking computer anymore. You might as well just put carbs on that sumbitch. Like, you know.
It was stupid.
It was bad for a while.
Yeah, in the 70s, it was owned by Rossetti.
Whoever that is.
And then it entered bankruptcy in 78, and then Italian courts took control. And then some food entrepreneurs fucking
food
bought
company
it out, apparently.
owned Lamborghini when they made the Countach.
Yeah. And
It's just
then
crazy.
in 87 to 93, it was Chrysler.
Yeah, and that ended pretty
And then
disastrously.
94 to 97 was a company called Megatech.
Megatech. What a name.
They're registered in Bermuda and owned by an Indonesian company. And then,
Just sounds like a pyramid scheme.
holy shit! And then
Lamborghini was rough for a bit, my guy.
yeah. Holy shit! It went through so many. I'm like trying to read this. There's just so.
Dude, just
many.
find whenever Big Lots owned Lamborghini. Which I don't. Are there even Big Lots stores anymore? I don't think so. I haven't seen one in at least a decade.
I don't know anything about them being owned by Big Lots.
I swear, at some point, like a retail store chain owned Lamborghini. I'm pretty sure it was Big Lots, but I know at one point Big Lots owned DeLorean for like a long time, and then DeLorean Motor Company Texas became a thing, which I think they're still a thing. They're doing all right.
Yeah, they're all right. They
Still selling DeLoreans.
They're still stupid expensive.
Yeah, for no reason. They're still not great cars. Like they look cool, but they're like still basically just a DeLorean. You know, not great, not terrible, but not great. Anyway, more to the point. Lamborghini changed hands a bunch of times. Continue with your story of the manga. Yeah, find your guy.
Yeah. Basically, we're in the manga that I think we talked about it. They put the engine that they talk about in the manga wasn't in the C2 Corvette. It was in the first year, I believe, of the C3.
Yeah, the all-aluminum ZL1 427 Chevrolet mystery motor, because they never really talked too much about, specs on that motor other than, hey, all-aluminum 427, high compression, you got to run race gas or leaded gas. It's a monster motor. It's basically a race engine that they put in road cars, because in the 70s through Copo, you could order those.
Yeah.
Back when you could order a car that you spec'd.
Yeah.
Not just show up and the dealer's like, well, we have this.
Yeah, I think because you can still do it very rarely, but the last big time it happened was, I think it was last year. Was the big like it made news was a Dodge dealership spec'd out one of the last generation or like last year models for the Challenger.
I love Chrysler for still being insane, and they can only do it with Cafe because they're sort of in a way owned by Fiat, the largest automaker in the world, I think. And they've got enough like Cafe credits that like Dodge can put Hellcat engines in everything for a while, and paint them ridiculous bright colors again, and the cars can be fun. Dodges are allowed to be fun thanks to Fiat. Everyone thank Fiat for that. Sorry, Stellantis. But yeah, back when you could still Copo things. Anyway, so they got a race.
Well, they spec'd out it was a SRT Demon 170, And
Nice.
so the dealer made the spec out for this guy, and essentially he was going to go on deployment, and then when he came back, he was going to pick it up, which totally okay. That that happens.
Yeah, he paid for it.
So
His car.
so he went on deployment, and then when he came back, he found out the company actually sold it out from under him to someone else like a week before.
Nope. No, fuck that. Nope. I'm getting a lawyer.
So-
I'll go into court.
So he went and basically he tried talking to them and was like, "What the hell?" And then they said no. So he ended up like basically talking to a bunch of people, and it got word to
Yeah,
The
word
higher
got
ups
back to Chrysler.
it made its way back to the CEO
Yeah.
of Dodge,
Yes.
Tim.
He was
Kuniskis.
pissed.
And he
Yeah.
absolutely fucking furious.
Somebody
He
no
fired-
longer
he
owns a
fired
Dodge
few people
dealership.
from that.
Yeah. Somebody
And-
lost their Dodge dealership because of this fuck up.
So yeah, he was that was, like a few people were fired because the customer that accidentally bought it like tried to go and return it,
Yeah.
but
Hey, I want
obviously,
this guy to have his car. I'll buy another one.
But essentially, the guy was like, "Look, you've already put a good bit of miles on it. Like that's not what I paid for. I wanted to know."
I paid for a brand new car.
Yes.
Yeah.
So essentially, the Dodge held on to 40 Demon 170s to reward its top dealers, and then it plucked a pitch black one, which wasn't what he ordered. He ordered one in F8 green with dual carbon stripes.
Mm-hmm.
So what they did was then they sent it back to the factory, repainted it, and redid everything to
Yeah.
make it so the
His
original
spec.
spec that the man ordered for no cost, and then sold to him at MSRP, which is insane because
Yes.
the
They're
D170s.
going for well over MSRP because these are the last ones ever. And
Yeah.
if you think 60s muscle cars are expensive now, in 40 years, these cars are going to cost millions of dollars because nothing this ludicrous will ever be built again. So it's insane that they were like, no, sticker price, my man.
So yeah, because these are the most powerful ones, over 1,000 horsepower stock from the factory.
We're not going to see this again for like a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Definitely
Never.
not in the lifespan of gasoline engines, probably.
Not unless we.
We'll be
someone
running on like
manages-
alternative biofuels by the time we see
Yeah.
shit like this again.
Yeah, that would be really the only thing.
Come on, Porsche. That's synthetic fuel
Yeah,
going.
for real.
But anyway,
But,
the
yeah,
manga.
So that was like it did have a happy ending.
Yeah.
Everybody got what they wanted. The people that fucked up got fired and probably are banned from, the
Being
whole
car salesmen for Dodge ever again.
Yeah,
as they
and
should be.
People are going to talk like those guys aren't going to work in dealerships, not reputable ones, anyways.
Yeah, they should be that way. You fuck up that bad, you don't get to do your job anymore.
Yeah, it was definitely a nice happy ending to that. But yeah, so back to the sorry, we got sidetracked with that one.
Yeah.
But the
Blame it
Yeah, the
on
Corvettes that we were
ADD.
talking about. So we were trying to figure out the Corvette engine to put in because I do want a C2. I don't know if I'll end up keeping it just because it.
Yeah, we can build you a badass looking Grand Sport replica because like somebody already makes that kit. I can build you a 427. It will not be an aluminum block 427 because those cost a lot of fucking money. Z01
I remember
crate
really-
engines from GM when they decide to sell them again, which is pretty random.
Yeah.
They've only done it a few times. They are a lot. They're like more money than my LT5 crate engines, which is another all aluminum GM engine.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I don't even need it to be a Grand Sport, like just a regular, stock looking one. But it's insanely, it's just got
They're-
insane specs on it.
They're dumb expensive C2s
Yeah.
just for like boomer
Okay.
reasons. And hopefully with the boomers all dying out, they'll cheapen.
Go down.
I doubt it though because Corvette people are
Yeah.
strange.
But also, I mean, we can just as long as we can find the interior and the chassis, then
Yeah, we can.
the outside just fiberglass. We can
Yeah.
redo that.
Yeah,
I think I already honestly have a company that can make
like a fiberglass C2 body. Yeah, because I mean the original C2 was just a fiberglass body with like frame rails. Like
yeah,
it wouldn't be hard to recreate.
like it didn't even have a fucking working trunk.
No,
The trunk
none.
isn't-
You get no trunk. That's not a thing in C2 Corvettes. There's no trunk.
Like Yeah, no, it's pretty fucking easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like fucking
We'll make shit
here,
happen.
I fucking found the doors, the rear areas. Like I found all the parts basically.
Yeah. Yeah,
The door,
it's doable shit.
just a door. The door skin is like 500. Like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I think there's companies out there that make full fiberglass like drag race bodies of C2 Corvettes. Like if you want to just build a tube chassis and then cut up some of the fiberglass body to make it like actually have headlights and windows and shit. I mean, it's like
Oh no, there's even like
with the
regular front piece assemblies.
Yeah, with like the Marty Robbins like race cars that we're gonna build. Like they're very obviously like not gonna be a real Superbird Charger because they're hella expensive, but like it'll be like a late model stocker with like we're gonna make a Daytona body for. I mean, it's like it's obviously not a real one, but like fuck it, it's a tribute car. Like it's fine. I've seen a badass picture. I'm gonna throw it in the group chat if I can of a Marty Robbins car that I would love to recreate because it just looks so fucking cool. And Marty Robbins, as we all know, really the main character of Fallout New Vegas because he sang Big Iron on his hip.
Basically got us all through that game.
Big Iron on his hip.
He helped us.
Yeah, check that out. The old Marty Robbins 777. That's a hell of a thing to build.
Oh hell yeah! Yeah, weird.
Shit yeah, it's a 4-door Plymouth Fury. Year of which I don't know, maybe 56, maybe 57. That's a hell of a thing to build. His shit was always pink and bright yellow too. Marty Robbins was a fucking G. Yeah, so that's
Okay, I knew that car looked familiar. Now I know why.
Why? Have I sent that to you before?
No, because of this. Like that looks really familiar.
Oh yeah, the Highwayman from Fallout 2. Yeah, it's a Plymouth Fury.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. The Lone Wanderer in his Plymouth Fury.
Hell yeah, buddy. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I think we were gonna do like a daily drivable sort of street legal stock car, like Superbird Daytona Marty Robbins car too, because you know Marty Robbins is that dude, and all his cars look badass. So it's not out of the realm of possibility to like buy a race car chassis and then body it as something, and it's like, is it a real one? Like, it's real enough for me. It looks like it drives good, and it sounds cool. It's fucking, I don't give a shit about VIN numbers, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing is, what is the imitation is the serious form of flattery that mediocrity can pay to greatness.
Yeah. And I'm not saying we're mediocre, but like, you know, we're not going to spend 6 figures on a car we're going to cut up and do shit to. Like, we'll just build, we'll build our own, just, you know, from like parts. Like, we'll just.
Because that's the thing is like when greatness costs 6 figures or maybe 7.
Well, also like
I'm okay.
There's
there's
a scarcity thing. I mean, like they only made so many. If they did only make so many, you know, like preserve the ones we can. If I gotta create from nothing, you know, my own Superbird, fine. There's only so many Superbirds, and a lot of them got wrecked, and a lot of them didn't survive. So there's only so many left, and I'd rather not buy one and bastardize it and ruin one, because Mopar people are strange and they'll get really angry at us. We'll just build one out of nothing. Fuck it, it'll have a Dodge engine probably, you know.
That's like my whole thing though, is a lot of companies do that whole, we'll take the original and then we'll, you know, do things to it. And I'm like, it's, no. Because the Liberty Walk was a big one that I just saw. Like, it was last year.
Fuck. Sorry.
Is they took an F40 and they did stuff to it. I'm like, but there's only so many F40s.
Oh, Jesus.
Why don't you just make your own?
God damn it. Sorry. Sorry.
I don't think they're gonna sell any because this was like I'm pretty sure a one-off. So if you're not gonna sell it, then
it was just a hype clout thing they built to get brand recognition to sell more fucking body kits. I mean, yeah, like everybody already wants to buy a Liberty Walk body kit for whatever piece of shit Honda they got, but like you didn't need to fuck up a really rare special car to popularize your shit. You could have. You're Liberty Walk. You make fiberglass and composite body panels and shit. You could have made your own F40 on any chassis.
Yeah, and that was the whole thing.
They got Fieros in
I'd
Japan.
rather-
They had MR2s. You could have made a kit car and made it look really cool.
Oh,
And
yeah,
you're
no,
like,
they
hey,
could've
check it
done
out. Yeah, Ferrari might have
Could've done
sued you,
that.
but fuck them. They're not gonna win.
Even if they just did the
Yeah, it's only
That's
a
what I
problem
wanna do.
with Ferrari. Like if you're like selling this thing, and if you just built
Yeah.
it because you want one and you're gonna drive it, like Ferrari's not gonna sue you for building a Fiero kit car Ferrari unless you try to sell them as a
Yeah.
business.
yes, and also literally what they could have also done is just taken another Ferrari, like our plans to take an F355 and then
Yeah.
turn that into
Yeah,
like.
the
Then
dimensions
you-
are close. We can rebody that.
So I
It's
don't.
all just fiberglass. Shit.
So I wish that people would stop doing that to cars because there are a finite amount. Like
I hate fucking people that do that too. They're like, oh, I got a build plan. I got to find a pristine little old lady owned it, daily driver, never been touched example. Like, no, you don't, asshole. Go on Craigslist, find the worst piece of shit one you can. You're going to rebuild the whole fucking car anyway. Start
Yes.
from nothing.
Like if you're gonna go and rebuild it from the ground up, you might as well just find a shitty one and then literally do that. Like even my RX-7, it's a great example.
Yeah.
It still has rust, so I still intend to go and take it down to the ground to go and make sure there's no rust on it, and then build it from the ground up.
Oh, yeah.
Like there are definitely panels that are cracked and shit. Like I'm gonna have to replace, which that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, replace, repair,
It's not-
whatever.
I don't need it to be, every part is straight, the same that came with it in the factory. Like, no, I'm okay. I
Yeah,
don't
we're
need
not graveyard cars. We're not doing factory style restorations on classic cars. Like we're just building fun shit, Which
Yeah,
shout out to
like
them. That was an entertaining show for a long time. I love what they do, the preservation aspect of it, but like that's a niche that's been met,
Yeah.
We don't need to do that.
There's-
We can do our own thing. Always do your
Yeah.
own thing. Be original.
Be creative.
Be
Have fun.
unapologetically you, not what you think people want you to be.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah. It is
We'll
what it
see.
is. And it always
Yeah.
will be, because it always has
Oh, yeah.
been.
So
We're gonna build a fake Challenger because I love Vanishing Point.
yeah.
It's not a real Challenger. Nobody said it was, and I don't care. Shut the fuck up. Where's your
Also,
Challenger,
there-
real or fake?
Like yeah. Not everything has to be real. We don't have to spend a ton of money on everything. Like it's fine. I'm
Yeah.
gonna build some 911 turbos.
Yeah.
From the
They're not real 911
930.
turbos. They're just
Because
930 chassis we found and put turbo engines in.
Because they're fucking six figures, and I can right now. There is a
Yeah. At
whole
the
ass-
most, I want to be having like low 5-figure fun. I don't think I'll ever be having 6-figure fun.
because I can get that for 20 grand, and that's a roller. Does it have is the interior pretty fucked? Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's fine for 20 grand. It has wheels, has all
It's
the
got
glass.
wheels. It rolls. It's had some body work done. It's got a VIN number. It's
Yep,
pretty
like
rough, but shit, it's savable.
Yeah,
We can either cut a
Oh,
roof
like-
off of a car and weld onto it, or we can just make our own damn roof. I mean,
no, you can even buy the roofs, the conversion kits.
no, there you go. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the thing is there's plenty of ways to make it work.
There's plenty of shit you can turn into what you want out there.
Yeah, figure your way out because buying your way into fun is gonna be expensive anymore.
We're not checkbook
Yeah.
hot rodders, and nobody should be.
Yeah, because at that point, if you have the money to
Look
buy
at you,
a fun
Hoovy.
car, you can probably spend a lot more money or a little bit more money and buy something a lot more reliable.
You can spend a ton of money on a fun car, or you can spend way less money on a shitty example of a fun car that you can then spend that money on making way more fun.
Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty much all I had.
We're almost
a whole
at 2 hours. We're at like 1:45. I ain't got much else.
Yeah,
Love you, man. It was
I-
good talking again. We really do
Yeah.
gotta do this more often. It was cool. We talked to Tanner a little bit earlier, but it's like
It's 5
Yeah,
a.m.
that's-
here now, so it's 7 a.m. there. So he's definitely
Yeah.
asleep now, as is everybody else. So, you know.
Yeah, and I'm only awake because I'm on my overnights because it's 10 p.m. here.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be asleep here soon probably because, 5 a.m. I just can't keep doing this to myself,
Fair. Good luck, bud. Good luck. Thanks for talking.
Oh, anytime, Bugs. You know I love